It's Friday, June 28th, 2024. Welcome to episode 109 of the Alameda Postcast, an audio service of the Alameda Post. I'm your host, Scott Peeler. In this edition of the Postcast, car thefts increased in May but remain below last year's peak. The largest affordable housing bond in California history is headed to the ballot in November. School's out, but the district remains busy. Free music this summer at South Shore. 90 is the new 60. Brian Wu lands on the injured list. An intriguing Gold Coast property hits the market. And great onion rings at a surprising place. These stories and more on this episode of the Alameda Postcast. Our top story. As noted in multiple episodes of the Postcast, when it comes to crime in Alameda, one number remains stubbornly high: vehicle thefts. Alameda PD released the statistics for May. As reported in episode 105, car thefts in April fell to a one-year low at 74 incidents. May saw an increase of about one-third to 98. That number is well below October's high of 137, but still well above the national average. Some good news, automotively speaking. Car recoveries are up, with APD retrieving 94 vehicles. Catalytic converter thefts were down to 8, and collisions were down to 67, a 3-month low. Crime reporting is often a case of focusing on the bad news, but aside from car thefts, Alameda does boast some comforting numbers. In the month of May, there were no reported cases of homicide, manslaughter, human trafficking, or prostitution. Calls for service and reports taken remained about average for Alameda at 5,625 and 707, respectively. For a deeper look at May's numbers, as well as links to the full report, see Adam Gillett's article at alamedapost.com/news. Speaking of numbers, here's a number for you: $20 billion. That's the size of an affordable housing bond that the Bay Area Housing Finance Authority has unanimously agreed to put before voters in November. Back in 2019, the state gave regional planners the authority to seek financing from voters. This bond would be the first for BAHFA. The money raised from the bond sale would be used to build and acquire up to 72,000 affordable housing units. Much of the money would be doled out in the form of low-interest loans across the 9 Bay Area counties. Affordable housing developers lined up in support at Wednesday's hearing, noting that thousands of affordable housing units are ready to break ground but lack the public funding to do so. But $20 billion is just the initial cost. The authority estimates that principal and interest will total approximately $50 billion to pay off the note. When would that debt finally be retired? According to a KQED report, BAHFA has placed that date at 2077. What does this mean to a Bay Area homeowner? An additional $20 per $100,000 of assessed value. To put it another way, around $200 a year for the typical home in these parts. And with that note expected to be retired in 2077, that works out to just over $10,000 per homeowner. There is another wrinkle to this bond referendum. Typically, bonds like this require an approval of 2/3 of the voters to pass. But a statewide constitutional vote is also on the ballot. That measure, ACA 1, would lower the threshold of the majority needed for infrastructure and affordable housing borrowing to 55%, and it would take effect for any legislation currently on the ballot. So, if ACA 1 passes, the bond issue would need far fewer votes to be approved. To take a closer look at this story, head to alamedapost.com/news and take advantage of our ongoing partnership with CalMatters, as Ben Christopher details yet another regional story that affects everyone in Alameda. School's been out for a few weeks now, but for Alameda Unified School District, work continues. One of the more visible projects is the ongoing work at the former Lum Elementary site, where a temporary campus is being built to house Wood Middle for the upcoming school year. The current Wood Middle is being demolished in preparation for a rebuild. Other projects going on during summer break: work on a new athletic field for Encinal Junior and Senior High School, excavating the pool at Alameda High, fences at Encinal Junior and Senior and Alameda High School, updates at Kaufman Auditorium, a new HVAC system at Alameda Child Development Center, and new electrical systems for both the Development Center and Island High School, a new furnace at Earhart Elementary, new roofs for Ruby Bridges Elementary and both high school gymnasiums. Take a detailed look at what's keeping AUSD busy at alamedapost.com/op-ed, where you'll find the first of Susan Davis's summer updates. Like last year, AUSD is also offering free meals to all youth 18 and under this summer, Monday through Friday. Breakfast and lunch are available at the Alameda Boys and Girls Club. the Alameda Point Collaborative, and the Academy of Alameda. Lunches are available at Shinsei Garden Apartments Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Additionally, children who qualify for free or reduced-price school meals through a school meal application or an alternative income form, or whose families already receive CalFresh, CalWorks, or Medi-Cal benefits are automatically enrolled this year in the Sunbucks Summer EBT program, which provides $40 a month in food assistance for June, July, and August. Details and links at alamedapost.com/news. If you're looking to get your groove on this July, South Shore Center's free summer concert series is back. Things get going on Thursday as part of the July 4th Family Festival with the return appearance by Beatles tribute band the Sun Kings. Saturday the 13th, Pure Ecstasy brings a mix of Motown, R&B, soul, and top 40. July 20th, the music of Chicago with Steelin' Chicago. And on July 27th, relive the best of Motown with The Best Intentions. Shows are free, but your purchase of beer or wine helps the Alameda Education Foundation's efforts to provide backpacks and school supplies for public school students. Full schedule at alamedapost.com/features. Been a pretty good month for nonagenarians. 94-year-old June Squibb is receiving rave reviews for her action comedy film Thelma, as well as her hilarious voice role as Nostalgia in Inside Out 2. Dick Van Dyke just became the oldest ever Emmy winner at the age of 98. Mel Brooks turns 98 today, and he's producing a sequel to Spaceballs. Closer to home, Jan Perot celebrated her 90th birthday by winning the President's Cup golf tournament at Carica Park, a 6-stroke victory over competitors 30 or 40 years younger than she is. Alameda, home to the Alameda Women's Golf Club, the oldest and largest women's 18-hole golf club in the East Bay, founded all the way back in 1929. Story and pictures at alamedapost.com/features. Alameda's Brian Wu has been putting up some impressive numbers for the Seattle Mariners this year. 3-1 record, 1.77 ERA. Unfortunately, the latest number is a disappointing one, 15, as in the 15-day injured list. Brian was pulled from a game in Tampa against the Rays after experiencing a hamstring issue on Monday. MRI on Tuesday revealed a low-level strain of his right hamstring, so on the shelf he goes. With the All-Star break coming up on July 15th, it will not surprise anyone to see Brian held back until after the regular season resumes. Our walking history tours return this weekend with Alameda's changing shoreline. Ever wonder why the canal takes a turn near the High Street Bridge? How a peninsula became an island? Or what prevented a planned dam from being built? Join Dennis Evanosky and Adam Gillett Saturday or Sunday for a 90-minute look at what literally shaped our city. Details and ticket reservations at alamedapost.com/tours. Dennis has once again prepared a delightful background article to get you prepared, Creating Order from Chaos, the Oakland Estuary Parts 1 and 2, available at alamedapost.com/history. Speaking of history, this weekend I got to tour one of the Gold Coast's more interesting properties. Built in 1910, 701 Grand Street was originally bayfront property, but now sits next to the lagoon. Property recently hit the real estate market, and yours truly, along with serious buyers and lots of curious folks, decided to take advantage of the open house. If you've ever walked by the property and wondered, what's exactly behind those shrubs? Keep an eye out for any future open houses. Definitely worth a look. Speaking of fun discoveries, I have to share this hidden gem that's actually hidden in plain sight. Confession, I am an onion ring connoisseur, have been my whole life. Where did I find some of the best onion rings I've ever eaten? At the venerable Pasta Pelican. That's right. Well, at a celebratory dinner this past week, I saw the rings on the menu, said, why not? So glad I did. Light, crunchy, dusted with Parmesan, and served with a wonderful dipping sauce. Bravo, folks. Turning to alamedapost.com/events, final weekend for the acclaimed production of Doubt at Altarena Playhouse. Saturday, Farmers Market from 9 to 1. Petapalooza at Marina Village Veterinary from noon until 3. The inaugural It's the Malt Craft Malt Beer Festival at the Rake at Admiral Maltings from 1 until 5. Black Punk Resonance at the Alameda Free Public Library from 6 to 10 Saturday night in celebration of Black Music Month. Author James Spooner discusses the impact of punk music and DIY culture. There'll be music there as well. Fitting topic, too. Many musicologists consider the all-black Detroit trio Death from the early 70s to be among the first ever punk bands. More events at alamedapost.com/events. Thank you for your support of local news for Alameda. Give a tax-deductible donation. Head to alamedapost.com/memberships. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, MSN, YouTube, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, as well as our own subreddit, and we're on Apple News. Find the Postcast wherever you get your podcasts, or simply tell your smart device to play the Alameda Postcast podcast. I'm Scott Peeler, back next Friday with episode 110 of the Alameda Postcast.